So someone just left me a message, as I always suggest people to do on this channel. And someone said, hey Dave, I just started working with the airlines and I would like to know how the buddy pass situation works. I'm new here. How does it work? And I have no problem answering questions. This is why I asked you guys to leave it. But what I will say is I already have a video in which I explain to you the whole buddy pass process and situation. So do go back and look at that. But now that I have you here, I will share what I think is using buddy pass is worth it, and I'll give you some context to that. Now, when you think of buddy passes, think of a discounted fare. That's how you have to think about it. And also think about where you'll get the most value. So you have domestic travel and you have international travel. Now, what you don't want to do is get a buddy pass and you're in a situation where you have to guarantee that you make it to your destination. Everyone wants to get to their destination, but what I mean is if you have like a wedding, if you have a job interview, something that you 100% have to be at a certain particular time, that's not really the right time to use a buddy pass, because anything can happen. There's a lot of paying customers, even in cases where your friend or whoever checked and there's a lot of seats on the plane, things can change at any given time. So let me give an example. Now, let's say here at my airport, there's 5 flights from my location to LA, for example. And let's say for some reason that first flight of the day, 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever, let's say that had a mechanical issue and is going out of service. And so now there is 4 other flights for the rest of the day that's going to LA. So all of these people from the first flight, they're not going to just want to stay here. They're going to still try to go to LA. A lot of them. Some people might reschedule for the next day, but in some cases, if people are trying to get home, whatnot. So what will happen is going to be a ripple effect for the whole day. Those people will try to get on all of the next flights. So what happens is for the other 4 flights, there were already people on there. There were already standbys on there. So people are going to move over, and you've gone from having seats to no seats, no chance. So there's situations like that. So if you have something important, especially if it's domestic, it might be worth it to get an actual ticket. Now, I said look at buddy passes as a discounted flight or fare. Generally, when you talk about domestically and when you talk about main class cabin, you're gonna save somewhere around $200, $150, $200, it depends. In some cases a little bit more, but on average around $200. So look at it as a $200 discount. In some cases though, it might be a $40 difference. So, and anytime it dips below $100, don't even question it, just get the regular ticket. Now, in terms of international travel, you have greater chance and you get the most value because you'll save the most money on the ticket. So what I mean, let's say you're going to a destination that's $1,200. For the buddy pass, it might come up to like $800. So you'll save a greater amount. Also, the reason I say you get a better value is when you're going international, there's just more seats available. And people aren't as spontaneous to travel international because the flight is more money. So that's what you always got to think about. Another thing too, if you're lucky to live near a big city, chances are you have a lot of direct flights to go abroad. So that's another good thing. But just think about what I said, international, more seats, a greater discount, but domestic can work for you. Just make sure it's the right situation. Lastly, what I'll say is make sure your friend tells you blackout dates. When is a good time to completely avoid trying to use a buddy pass? And after all these years, I've seen it all where people are at the gate and they're complaining with the gate agent and saying, hey, I paid for my seat. And then it causes the employee to get fired because technically they're not supposed to pay. Someone is not supposed to pay you for the pass. Like I said, I explained all of that back in the other video. So if it's May, don't try to go to Miami, for example. Like around Memorial Day, a lot of people are going there. Or for example, if it's carnival time, don't try to go to Trinidad. Essentially, when there's major events in different destinations, don't try to use the pass because other people will be, trying to head out over there. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and keep the questions coming. Peace.